crazy golf at park. Anyway, I'd pulled round. It always happens to me when I'm in a nice easy day. A nice easy day, chuffing, minding my own business. Comes round the corner. These two little rogues sat on a bench outside my house. I thought, these two little bleeds want. They either want to borrow some money, or they're in trouble. They've done something wrong, or they want a job, work with me. So they comes over, and one of them's going like, "You tell him." I said, "What's up with you?" "You tell him. You tell him." I said, "What's the matter? Have you seen that park, Stephen? Have you seen that park?" I went, "No, what's happened?" He went, "Go and have a look. Fucking gypsies have pulled on, haven't they?" So I said, they're going. So we're having them on it. So Stephen, they've been on a couple of hours. They've already started causing trouble. When a Lessie were big, they'd already pinched the kids a Lessie coat. And, I like your trainers. Can I try trainers on? Put trainers on. When they were dear, at the time, they probably 60 quid. A lot of money. Took his trainers and everything. I thought, this. So anyway. So I'll sort it. Next minute, big Volvo T5 cop car comes off at park. Yeah. So I stood at the road, stops cop car. I said, "Why aren't we down a word with you? What's the matter, pal?" I said, "What are you doing about these on here?" I said, "They've got to go, on them off." I said, "They're on my garden." He goes, "That's not your garden." I went, "No, it's my garden, that." Oh, the couple into it, he goes, "It's Steve Greaves, just to believe it's his garden." So he said, "Right, so it's on your garden then?" I said, "Yeah, they are." I said, "How long is it going to take?" I went, "Stephen," he says, "it's going to take about 6 weeks to get rid of them. And £2,000. I said, £2,000? How can it cost £2,000? He said, "Because we've got to go to court, get an injunction, some paperwork, an eviction notice, this, that, or they have to serve it on, and then we have to give them so many days to get off." I said, "Well, I'll tell you what," I said, "if you keep out my business, I can get rid of these today for £4." He goes, "How can you get rid of them for £4? I said, "It's a gallon of petrol." I said, "I'll get rid of these, you watch me." You know what the cheeky twats did? They took the number off side of my pickup. Yeah. I got a phone call, "Steve, it's PC so-and-so here, what time are you thinking of starting tonight?" I said, "About 7 o'clock, but I round a team up." He goes, "Well, we're going to be in and we're understaffed this week." He said, "So when we get our 999 call, we'll come back way with handbrake on, and we'll take us time, it'll take us about an hour to get there." I go, "That'll be alright." I said, "But we'll start about 7 o'clock, we should be done for 1:30. Anyway, gets to 7:30.
I don't need to be on this.
Gets to 7:30. Oh God, who's this twat ringing me up? "Hey up, PCs, have you sorted it all yet, Stephen?" I said, we've had a bit of a hiccup, a bit of a setback." I said, "But give me 15 more minutes." "Alright then." Anyway, we got rid of him. Next minute, there's police all over. I'm honest to God, police all over. Anyway, so I've already pissed off and gone in pub, made out I've been here all night. Chuffing sergeant comes, chief superintendent, he's at bottom of hill at Lawden's Hill, and he's got a kid there, young copper, 18-year-old, went behind years, never been on a case before in his life. So right, said to the young kid, this sergeant told him after 25 years he's retired, and he's telling his story. And he said, puts his kid at bottom, he says, "Look, you'll stop at bottom here and watch these lorries come down in caravans." He said, "Just give me a shout when they come in." He said, "Alright," and Sarge, they're coming now." He said, "Can you see?" He said, "Yeah, I can see they're all lit up lights." He said, "They've all got lights on." He went, "No, lad, they're not lights, they're on fire." He said, "They were lorries coming down with the caravans, were still on fire." So they all went.
You shouldn't be laughing at it.
Still on fire. Anyway, they went. But I tell you something now, you won't get away with that now today.
No.
Where would you get a gallon of petrol for £4? You can't, can you? You know what I mean? So our times have changed, haven't they?
Put me to tears. So, Steve, amazing. I can't believe I've met you, to be honest. Do you know how long I've heard about you in my time?
Go on.
You're like Robin Hood. You're like a legend. Right, I've been hearing stories about you for about 25 years.
Right.
Of people I know, other people, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, one day I want to talk to that guy because I've heard some stories. Obviously, you hear a lot.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah. You don't know if they're all true.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And
exaggerated.
But then I thought I've got to meet the man himself and maybe have a little chat.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I say, I don't know where to start. You've done that much. I mean, I think my audience want to know a bit of meaty stuff first.
Right.
Because I know you've got so many different avenues what you've done in your life, but I think we need to start with, I mean, you've done numerous jobs, like I said, but I think debt collecting is interesting.
Debt collecting?
Yeah.
Do you want to know a story then, do you?
Jesus.
Well, debt collecting I've done I've debt collected for probably 30 years. Started off just a small job, and basically I believe it was for a friend, my friend's brother, and believe it or not, that many years ago, I went and collected some stuff for him, and I got picked up in a Rolls Royce, took to go and pick this stuff up.
So what year would you think this were around about?
Probably
80s, 90s?
Yes, it will be, yes. It picked me up in a Rolls Royce from my mum's house on Avenues at Dinnington. Went and got, there were actually saddles that were picking up, all saddles.
Oh, yeah.
So I walked in, picked the saddles up, no trouble, no hassle, put it boat at Rolls Royce, come away. Not wanting to charge anybody, because I had done bits and bobs but never charged anybody. He leant on Steve, he said, Steve, thanks ever so much for helping me and getting these saddles back. He says, what do I owe you? Well, it was my best mate's brother, so I thought, well, I don't want to put a price on it, I thought I'll leave it to him. So he leans over back at Rolls Royce where I was sat, and he hands me some money, and he hands me £2.
2 quid.
So, you know, I went, all right, cheers. So I thought, you know something, that's a lesson learned. Always negotiate a price, what you're going to charge before you go. Did fall out with my mate's brother, this, that, other, but that's why I ended up being a millionaire. But I've done many debt collecting things. The only time I will go to industrial units and go to big commercial premises, the only one where I won't go, I will not go to people's houses. I don't do that sort of debt collecting where there's children.
And what it says in your book, drugs,
respecting
anything to do with drugs.
No, nothing to do with drugs whatsoever. I detest drugs.
Amazon, by the way. Wrote it 2003?
I think it was, yes.
Which a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
So, but after all debt collecting jobs, you know, you look and I've been and said, Stephen, there's money to be had there, so. They owe me X number of pounds, you know, I know they owe somebody else X number of pounds, and it's totaled up, believe it or not, for different people who they owe, £1 million. So they said, go out there and get it, Stephen, right? But I've gone out and gone to collect money, and most of them haven't got a penny to scratch their ass with. They've spent it on stupid things. So they thought they were smart in one way, but in another way, there's nothing to show for it. And really what gets me is ripping innocent people off. So we have, and the one what does bring to mind about debt collecting is a bloke had given me a pile of jobs to do. He goes, anyway, from Leeds bloke, to Steve, I've got a load of jobs for you. And he must have given me out 40 jobs. I goes, well look, I can't do 40 jobs. What I'll do is, I'll take 3 off top at pile. I'll work on them. When I've collected them, I'll come back, report back to you, I'm getting on, and then move on to the next 3. All workers. Well, do what you want. Anyway, there was one particular bloke who says, he's proper winding me up, Stephen. He says, he owes me 360 quid. I said, I don't put my leather coat on for 360 quid. I says, but...
It's not what?
It's 360 quid? No, I'll go out for 10, 20, 100 grand or whatever, you know what I mean? I charge more than that to go out, you know what I mean? So, and I always go out, the bare minimum will be myself and I'll have a driver. And we've gone, that's bare minimum, and maximum I've ever gone out when it really looks like it's cut up rough. It'd be me, drivers, and 6 men. But this bloke, but he kept coming back to me and said, Stephen, this bloke, who kept telling me different stories about him. And it got to me then, it was winding me up. Anyway, my driver, we'd got the files on back. He went, you know something, Stephen? He says, we're going to a job today. He says, that other job, that bloke was I'm sick of hearing this bloke about 360 quid. He says, he don't live far from here. I went, down here. I said, well, we're not coming out of his way then. So basically, it's only a couple of miles down the road, we'll call. And it were a very, very, it weren't even a village, look, I think they'll call it like a hamlet, where there's hardly any properties. Right, really small.
Is this down south or?
This were Harrogate way, I think it were. Right, so we're out that way. And I said, go on then, I said, we've done this job, if we get this job done in time, let's come back and see if we can find this bloke, because he's intriguing me, and now he's probably pissing me off, because he thinks he's smart. Anyway, so Stephen, if you find him outside his house, he's got a Ferrari, he's got top of range Bentley, he's got chuffing Range Rovers, this, all these, you can't miss him, this, that, other. Anyway, we looked around. Anyway, we'll just say for argument's sake, I'm from Dinnington. We'll call this village. We'll say it's Dinnington. We could not find this place. There's a road sign, and we'll say it says Dinnington. Right? So well, obviously it must be down here. Goes down, leading to nowhere. Anyway, there's a bloke, an old farmer, on his tractor. I said, pull out road so he can't get past. I'll jump out and have a word with him. So down in Pal, I said, we're looking for a bloke. I said, no, I don't know. I said, right. I said, you've got a Ferrari, you've got a Bentley. I know where he lives. If you go back that road, pal, and you turn left, the crafty bugger had turned the road sign round, pointing somewhere else.
Yeah. And this is before sat-nav days, isn't it then?
Yeah, before all sat-nav, this, that, yeah. So anyway, so it goes down this lane, twisty road, goes down to the bottom, beautiful house there, all the fancy cars on drive, all open plan. Oh yeah, unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, the first thing what you don't do is you do not knock on the door. Yeah. You do not knock on the door. You look through windows first before vertical blinds come in on this that and other, and it will, as I said, net curtains or whatever. Anyway, so I have a look around, see if you can see anybody first in the house. Couldn't see anybody in, so then I'll look around, case joint out, so I'll walk around the house. So then I walked back round to the front, then I knocked on the front door, and then I knew there was somebody in. Because when you knock on the front door, then look upstairs, they all seem to run upstairs and shut bedroom door, but it creates a draft, so the curtains will waver in bedroom window, so you know there's somebody in. Yeah. So I've gone round back, took my mate round back driver, gone round, and before I go any further, this bloke had got a dog. Now, people will be saying, oh, this is so cruel. Yeah. I love dogs, and I love pets and animals, so just bear me out.
Yeah, because you've got pictures of your dog.
Yeah, so bear me out when I tell this story about this chuffing dog. Anyway, when you go debt collecting, everybody, no matter who they are, have got a weakness, right? So we knocked on the back door, he came to the bedroom window. He says, can I help you? I says, I hope so, pal. I says, I've come about this £360. Yo, so-and-so, so-and-so. Now, I ain't got...
Can you believe, though, he's got all this and he had paid 360 quid?
But, right, £360...
Well, a lot more then.
But £360 times it by 10,
right,
three people, it's £3,600, right, isn't it, off different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it still mounts up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it still adds up.
Yeah.
So he just thought he was being clever, £360, nip it here, and whatever. And he were in the bedroom window. Anyway, he took his eye off me. And I thought, why has he took his eye off me? Yeah. And he looked at garden, and he'd got this dog, well, not a beetle, but some dog, he'd got this dog anyway, and straight away I thought, that's his weakness. Yeah. That is his weakness. He loves that dog.
Yeah, that dog, yeah. He's worried, he's lucky.
Yeah, so I looked at that garden, I'm not exaggerating, he's got like a lake in his garden, right, and he's got the biggest oak tree, it was like major oak in garden, right? So no more to do, I looked at my mate, he looks at me and thought, I know what he's going to do. So I walked that garden, got dog, says, come on, got dog with scruff at neck, takes it down to the thing. He says, what's he going to do with me dog? What's he going to do with me dog? He goes, he don't like dogs. He says, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. He says, what are you going to do with dogs, Steve? I said, I'm drowning it. He says, well, I says, if you don't give it money, I'll drown dog. I don't like dogs. So I takes it back, thingy.
Even though you love them.
Take it right back at oak tree, right, to keep it so it don't run off, right? I've got some mints in my pocket, so I gives it a mint, dog's there wagging its tail, having a mint. It's not going to go nowhere, is it? No. So I've leaned it water, splash it water like this. So I can sit here at this water splashing. He's thinking dog's under water already. He goes, Steve, he's chucking money out at window. And I just looked round, it was floating down like these £20 notes, right? He said, Steve, I've got 360. I goes down, I said, chuck the 220s down.
But that's how clever you are, because like you say, some other people who's not switched on, they would have just gone in like, you know what I mean?
But
like you see it picked out, which is interesting.
You got to be smarter than them, haven't you? You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Anyway, so he gets another 40 quid. That says £400, and I says, "Have you got it?" He says, "I've counted it, Steve. I have to check on him. I've counted it. Put it in his pocket. Puts it in his pocket. Next week, I'll let his dog go. It runs round. What do they call it? With him in, wagging its tail. Bloke looks. I walks up. He goes, "That's right, smart. What you've just done. That is really smart. I'll take my hat off to you." Yeah. He says, is that it then? I says, yeah. He says, I hope I don't see you again. I says, I hope I ain't got to come here again. I said, but thank you very much for your time. He says, right. Shut his bedroom window and I drove off. We are no hassle.
Yeah,
Thing,
amazing.
Dog were happy. Had a couple of minutes.
Easy money, weren't it?
Yeah,
that?
easy money, pal.
I mean, and obviously that's idea. And then obviously you've done a lot of, because you're obviously fit, you've done a lot of sport, a lot of running and everything else. And then the interesting one that I've heard about is the one where, which obviously you'll tell us, where you go and collected it and then it goes a bit, I don't know quite what the debt were or why it were, and then you basically, because you were doing the run, weren't you?
Right.
And you went to court, didn't you? And then the judge won't basically
yes.
because of what you were doing.
Yes,
tell
I
us
think. Well, I was notorious for doing debt collecting, and this that. I think one of them cut up a bit rough or whatever, so they end up going to police and this that and other. So it goes. I think Star newspaper, local charity man goes to police for, and goes is in court for so and so. Anyway, my defence said, look, Stephen, we really need to use what you've done, because there's more to you than just debt collecting.
Yeah, exactly.
And I refused. I said no.
Not use that.
I said, I don't want to be using anything where I've done for children because it looks like I've done it so I can get away with stuff, and I'm not doing that.
No.
Anyway, behind my back, they actually stood up and said, Stephen's done this, and this, and this, and he has made children's lives so much easier.
So did you know this?
I didn't know anything about it at all. No, I didn't know.
So was your brief and all that?
They did it behind my back, so I refused. They said, Stephen, you've got newspaper clippings, and I've got mountains of newspaper clippings of all things that I've done for children, and I refused to give him. But that bugger, chuffing, you can go on to like Star newspapers, can't you? You can look back, put somebody's name, and it'll come up. So they took a few off it, you see.
So how long would you say this were then ago? 20 years?
Yeah, probably about 20 years ago. And so judge went out to whatever he goes out for, and as I think about it, he's going to recess there, he goes out, and he comes back in about 20 minutes. He says, today, Mr. Greaves, I was actually going to sentence you, custodial sentence. He says, but there's a different side to you. He says, and what I'm going to do is, so he says, I'm not going to give you a custodial sentence, but he says, the maximum community hours I can give you is 240, and that is what you're going to get.
Right, okay.
I got a £1,500 fine and court costs for about 5 hours, £2,000.
So so before you went in there and you heard about you didn't know what they were going to do and talk about that. What do you think you were going to, if you got killed, say, what do you think you were going to
I think they'll probably give me about 9 months, something like that. But
and then you did 9 months though, didn't you?
No, I've never done time.
No, I don't mean you have, but I mean that when they gave sentences out then, it were 9 months.
Yes.
Right,
sorry,
It's 2 months and come out and tag.
Yes, Well, 9 months now. I think you'll do half of that. And then you probably do about 6 weeks with tag.
Yeah. So you would have probably done
that.
Which is a long time.
But the best part about it, chuffing, word had got about, so I was going to go down. And they sent me to Doncaster, and prison officers had chuffing said, Steve Greaves is coming, Steve Greaves is coming. You're not going to believe this. They reserved me a cell, right? And they said, we can't wait to meet him. Yeah, they can't. They reserved you a cell, and this that. Although we're going to put you on so and so wing, and they said, Steve, well, you didn't get time. I don't know harsh, but we were so disappointed. I said, nice pleaders.
I bet all screws would say, Steve Greaves is coming. Steve Greaves is coming. We'll have a rate, lads.
No, it weren't screws that were disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry to let you down, lads.
And like I said, prisoners and all. But, so he ended up, like I said, just. So what were you doing then? What were the charity work you were doing over that time?
I can't remember. I'd done that many. I can't remember.
Were you running from? What were the one you moved from? Lansing, not Lansing.
No, I've done. I did a relay once from Hull, Humber Bridge, to the other point, which is from east coast to west coast. So Hull to Blackpool, 135 mile. But there were 4 of us, so we did 11 mile apiece. So I did 11 mile, then you've got roughly about 3 hours 15 minutes for all them to do 11 mile apiece. Then it was relay. So we all did 33 mile each, like 3 11s, and then the last mile we run down to Blackpool straight, like Golden Mile, run down to and finish to Blackpool Tower. But I've run back from Skegness 4 times, 78 mile. So I've done many memorable ones, yeah.
But I mean, I've heard, obviously, bits and bobs and stuff, and obviously you didn't just do it normally. I mean, what's the run that you run when you were like,
barefoot? For a little lad, Braden Oakfield from Dinnington. He was, sorry if I'm wrong for his age, I think he was only about 10 months old, something like that, and got meningitis.
Right.
So to save his life, they had to take part of his, they took part of his legs off, but they always try and take them off below the knee, if they can.
Yeah.
Because then when they come to have new limbs, it's easier for them to learn how to walk than above the joint. Yeah. And they took, I think, some of his fingers off. Right. And they asked if, straight away, because I've been doing it for years, go and see Steve if you can help. Yeah. So I was chucked in deep end. Steve, what can you do? So I said, right, we'll have we'll get together, see what we can do. Yeah. And I announced it at the Squirrel Pub. Said that I will be doing a run. Yeah. I'll run from Sheffield Children's Hospital back to Dinnington to the Squirrel Pub. Yeah. We measured it. It was 16 mile. And they said, "Oh, that's very good of you, Stephen." The officer. So I said, "No, I haven't finished yet. I will run barefoot." Yeah. So and it were winter time, freezing cold.
I thought roads were better than what they are now. Imagine it now. I mean, it were bad enough before.
Yeah.
Those are horrendous, aren't they?
So I run it back, did 16 mile barefoot. Feet were horrendous, but I'm a quick healer, to be fair. Right. And believe it or not, all damage I'd got done to my feet within 4 days after that run, I was back out running. Yeah. So just get them taped up, and then you're back on track, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, so like obviously I know you've done loads of charity work. I mean, how old are you now?
I'm going to be at the end of this month.
The truth.
I'm going to be 61.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So are you still trying to look at new ways to raise stuff for charity?
I'm considering doing one now, which is half marathon, which is 13 mile, every day for 10 days. Right, okay. Which is 130 mile in 10 days.
Because I know that Eddie Izzard, do you see when he did all them? He did all
the marathons. That's right. Yeah, I think he did it for a month or something like that.
Horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yes,
that's hard going.
Yeah.
So what is it? Same do you always do the same charity work for certain what type? Obviously, it's kids, isn't it?
It's always children. Yes. Yeah.
So is it just where do these cases, where do they come to you from and stuff? Is it people?
One of them what comes to mind, a young girl called Jamie Lee. We found out about her when I went for some petrol at petrol station, and then they used to have the Star newspaper on counter as you were paying for your petrol, and it were headlines, "Can you help Jamie Lee?" Yeah. At the time we had the boxing gym. Yeah. Got the Star newspaper, read about her. Yeah. And she was wanting some limbs, because again she had meningitis and wanted some new limbs. Yeah. And so I read about it, and she lived at Killamarsh, out near Killamarsh Way. And so I said, right, that was Friday. So I said, Saturday, got a couple of local lads, local rogues who I train. Yeah. And I thought, something, they think they've had it hard in life. I need to take these lads with me. Yeah. And show them that you think you've had it hard, not as hard as this young girl. Oh, no. So we I couldn't believe it went from house to house. We haven't mentioned about it. I thought it's been front bloody page at the start. And we eventually found her mum and dad, and she was still in hospital. Yeah. And I said, look, we will do this run. Yeah. I said, well, I will do a run and create this money. She said, Stephen, it's £6,000. I thought, bloody hell. I said, right, no problem. I'm talking like 20, 25 years ago.
This is like 20 odd.
Yeah. So I said, we'll do it. Anyway, Star newspapers, they sometimes get things wrong. Yeah. I said, we'll rate £6,000. I said, look, I'll give you my number. Can I have your number? I said, because I will now be ringing you every day and keeping you informed how we're going to progress whatever we're going to do. Decided to do a run from Skegness back to Dinnington, the first ever run, 78 mile. And she rung me up and said, Stephen, she said, I'm ever so sorry. She says, they put it wrong in paper, and he's realised, she said they put £6,000, that's for each leg, it's £12,000. Well, I've already promised her, haven't I? So I said, can't let her down. Yeah. So I said, don't worry about it. I said, we'll get £12,000. Yeah. And so we organised it. It was, I always remember, went over to Skegness on the Friday to start running on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was absolutely horrendous weather, 85 mile an hour gale force winds. We had all them floodings, it was about 2008, something like that.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. River Trent had burst its banks, all Lincolnshire were flooded.
Yeah.
Tell you not to go out, and my mate said, what we're going to do, Stephen? We're going to go to Tatler and we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And the first marathon, it took that much out of me. I'd done 2.
Oh, wow.
So instead of doing 26 miles, it was like 52. I really did struggle.
Yeah.
And I got to Woodsets, which was 2 miles from Dinnington.
Close, yeah.
Got into the car park, and my feet were that bad. I took my trainers off, and they couldn't get them back on because my feet had gone probably twice size.
Yeah.
So the bloke who with me, SAS, ex-SAS, all looked after me. We had no more to do. He said, Steve, we're going to have to do what we don't have to do. Yeah. And this is what you've got to do then. Yeah. And he gave me a towel. So I thought he'd get it to put my head on. He goes, that's not to put your head on, son. He says, that's to bite on.
It sounds like you know, Rocky when he goes, cut me, mate, cut me, you know what I mean?
So he got kit out, emergency kit, sliced my feet, took swelling down. We taped them up. I said, but he said something that actually wind me up.
So were these blisters then, like
blood blisters on blisters on blisters, and just swelling. Yeah. And he got in my hand and he said, Stephen, you ain't going to finish this. And I just grabbed his hand, I his arm, I went, so let me tell you something.
And this is SAS guy.
Yeah, I said, let me tell you something. I says, we've got 2 miles to go. Yeah. I said, there's a girl waiting in a mile time to do the last mile with me. What would she give to have pain in her feet? I says, so get my trainers back on and let me get back up. So I put the trainers back on, tears in my eyes, didn't know where it hurt most. Last mile we were chuffing Great Big Hill, got up top of the hill. As soon as I seen her about 400 metres away, I could see so many people waiting to meet me, and we finished run. And we did raise her £12,000, and then she got her new legs, bless her.
Amazing. I mean, like you said, it's, I mean, just...
You cannot put a price, you can't put a price on it. So, how much money have you raised? Tens of thousands of pounds. I says, but you can't put a value on when you see a little girl with tears in her eyes knowing she's going to get new legs, or she's going to go on a holiday of a lifetime, or she's going to get a new wheelchair, or what we've done. No, you can't put a price on that, Paul.
Tell us about this shop.
Well, we started off deciding to open a shop because we've done various different businesses. We decided to open a second-hand shop. Basically, we were buying stuff in.
So, what year would you say this were?
Probably 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
So, was the shop an extension of something else to do with the charity stuff, or would it?
I'm continuously doing my charity stuff throughout. Anybody want any children want any help, they come to me or ask me or find out about somebody. I basically not say drop everything because I've still got to work. But I concentrate on that and get everything planned for a fundraising event for children. But also I carry on working, which we were doing houses up.
Oh yeah. Still debt collecting.
Still doing houses up, still
everything.
Training, doing debt collecting, and also we had a shop as well. So my mum said, well, we'll get this shop and open it up, and if I can't work it, she'll work it, or we'll get somebody in to give us an hand for so many hours. And I got this shop, this, that, other, and we've got started doing house clearances. So anyway, we've got house clearances, put stuff in the shop, and this particular week we'd sold 2 gas cookers. Anyway, we sold, we'll drop them off, no problem. So I dropped some off. This particular woman like, Stephen, can you connect? Of course I can. It's only a bayonet thing, connects it for her. Anyway, a few days later, the gentleman, this man and woman, he was a lot older than her. She was probably at the time was probably in her 30s. He was probably about 55. But they lived together and they started off as friends and ended up becoming like a couple. Anyway, so he comes in. I said, hey, boy, you're all right? He says, yeah, I'm all right. He says, but I'm not one to complain. Oh, what's happened here? I goes, what's up, pal? I says, where's your lass? Well, she's at home. Right. He says, I've come about that gas cooker. I said, oh, fuck. I said, right, what's up with you? He goes, well, you sold us, didn't you, one of them high-level ones? And then you remember, she was saying, oh, it'd be lovely, that, so I have to keep my eye on toast and this, that, other, rather than having a toast, I keep my eye and flip it over this, that. I said, yeah, so she's happy with it. She says, oh, she's off at mum with it, Stephen. And like I said, she's not one for complaining, but only yesterday, he says, I get something, was in kitchen, in front room. She says, and I'll make you some toast, Duck. She says, anyway, chuffing, She says, she's in there, and he is, oh. She says, are you alright, love? She says, I've gone rushing into her. She says, she's gone to light it, put flames to go across. She says, and he's lit it. She says, a flame just shot out like a flamethrower and burnt her eyebrows off. So, for fuck's sake. So, I went, right, I says, well, I'm going to have to come down and have a look. So, I said, I'll come down in a bit. Anyway, so I goes down, she's got a great big pair of sunglasses on, looks like Roy Orbison. So, lift glasses up like that, no eyebrows, red raw. I said, look, I'll get a gas fitter out. Can you take gas fitter? I said, come and have a look at this gas. He says, fucking hell, Stephen. He says, does there know what up with it? He says, you don't think? He says, there were no like little nozzle thing. He said, it'd been taken out. He says, so when the nozzle equals gas out along back to make all small flames, it just shot out like a flamethrower. Says she sat there still with sunglasses on. A week later, she's still going up the street waiting for her eyebrows to grow. But we got to say later.
Can you imagine that? Should have been a rate claim. Should have been suing for thousands, wouldn't there?
And then other one where, memorable one at the shop, bloke comes to me. So what's up with this? Says I've got no work on Stephen.
Wait a minute, is it all in book? I bet this is not even in book.
This is
for the second book.
Yeah, this is the second book. Anyway, says I've got no work on Stephen. Anyway, we're a lazy bleeder. Anyway, I said I won't work. He goes, I'd like to set up a business. I says, you know what, best thing to do for business, the cheapest business to set up. He says, what's that? I thought, I've got him here. I says, a window cleaning round. He goes, how's the make that out? So all you need is a ladder, bucket, couple of cloths, sponges. Yeah. I says, I said, how does it work? I bet you could set up, get a second-hand ladder, this, that, or that. I says, you won't even have to put 50 quid down, and you know why, go round door to door, doing windows. He went, that's a great idea. So I said, do it. I said, hey, I've got buckets here in second-hand shop. So I've got buckets, I've got cloths, I said, I'll set them up. I said, and I've got a rake ladder here. I said, it's a bit heavy, but it's a wooden one. I said, I ain't got an aluminium one. He said, oh, wooden one will do, Stephen. He says, it'll be all right. I put it on my bike. Anyway, so he toddles off with this stuff in ladder, buckets and everything all set up. I think I charged him something like 25 quid. So I get me 25 quid. I'm happy I've made a sale. Yeah. He's off. Didn't see him for about 10 days. I thought, oh no, he's up and down. I hadn't seen out on him. And I looks out at Chuffing's shop. I'm looking up the street, see if any potential customers coming down. He's coming down on some crutches with a great pot on his leg. I says, what have you fucking done? What have I done? It's what you've done. I went, how's it my fault? I says, how can it be my bleeding fault? He says, you know that ladder, you twat, you saw me. He says, it had woodworm. He says, and I've got up to the bedroom window and rungs have all snapped. I've ended up in woman's garden.
Carry on, Phil.
He says, and brought me bleeding leg. I goes, the good come out of this. I said, you know, last 10 days I've ended up. I said, I've got an aluminium one now for this. He says, fucking ladder.
It's a pity you didn't have aluminium. So these obviously like that were coming into the shop. You were just house clearance.
Yeah, house clearance. We also get all sorts. Yeah, auctions, bankrupt stock, all sorts. We still all sorts.
So I mean, obviously that's just another part of your life. So like, obviously I remember hearing sort of stories about. So you did obviously a bit of bodyguarding and stuff like that. Did you do?
Yes, I did. Yes, yeah. A lot. Most of it were. Some of it were a bit on heavy stuff, heavy side. Yeah. But then you get some where people just get overexcited when they see somebody famous and just holding them back and basically being there as a deterrent and also basically like we'll call it like a crowd control and just keep them in order basically because if not they get just get too much.
Because I think didn't you look after ex-heavyweight champion at all?
Yeah, Tim Witherspoon. I looked after him when he come. From Philadelphia, yes.
What were you doing over here?
He were doing talks, like evening talks.
After
dinner speeches and stuff like that. And then he were going around local boxing clubs and doing talks and taking, to be fair, taking like little ones on pads and. So it's inspirational for young ones, isn't it? To say world champions been to the gym and come to see us and took me on pads. So we were doing things like that, and then like I say, evening does. I was looking after him there, and then anywhere he went, I was taking him around and just looking after him.
You're driving around in Rolls Royce.
Yes,
giving it large. So, and obviously you did all that sort of stuff, and like, I mean, we talked about Naz. Naz the Imam?
Yeah, I remember Naz from probably being 11 years old, as young as being 11.
Yeah.
And
Cause were you down at Ingles, Jim?
I took my two lads down to Brendan's, Luke and Jake.
Right.
They started training down there and doing bits, and that's how I sort of got to know him and Johnny Nelson, Bomber Graham and all them lot. And Naz, I've seen him go right through his amateur into professional. Yeah. But towards end he left Brendan's, didn't he? And went to America, I think he did. Yeah.
Well, I think he went to his head, didn't he?
Yes, yeah. Well, before he went, we had a bit of an argument, and I put him straight, and I predicted. I said, if you carry on as you are, you're going to go on your arse. And he said, why do you say that, Stephen? I says, I don't want to see you go on your arse. I says, but I can see, and I could just see.
Was that before Barrera?
It was, yes. It was 3 months before, and I didn't even know about the Barrera fight, and I said, I can tell it. There's no fire in your eyes. No. And I told him when he hadn't been training, he couldn't believe what I could knowledge I had, and I could tell from the way he looked, he hadn't been training. Yes, yeah.
Like I said, I mean, my feelings on Naz, if he would have stuck with Brendan, he could have gone down as one. I mean, he's one at Greaves, a British boxer, but he could have been.
Oh, yes, yes, he could.
He's so much talent and natural talent. Yeah. I mean, obviously. You think like you look at boxers. I think you can teach people to box, but you've got to have that naturalness. It's like any sport, isn't it?
You've got to have that little bit of natural ability. Yeah. And if you've got that, and you put everything out, all the other ingredients with it, then you can be whatever you want to be, can't you?
And then that drive in it.
Yes.
Because it's passion. Like things that you've done, and Meat saying you've got to have that drive, and I feel like a lot of people want it too easy nowadays.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to slag younger generation off, but what do you feel about a lot of young guns now? How things have changed from your day?
I think they have it too easy now. You know what I mean? They wanting it's all materialistic stuff. Yeah. They wanted fancy trainers, they wanted tracksuits, they wanted this.
I know you're not like, we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm not materialistic at all. No. And I don't know, it's just not getting any better. I mean, they don't even communicate no more, kids, do they? No. You'll see them up the street, or you'll see them somewhere. You go to a restaurant somewhere, and families are there, and they're all to blame, the mums and dads, because they're all on the phones, not even any communication.
It's like the discipline though now. You've got to be so careful what these parents said to the kids, because they're like,
I know.
What's all that about?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know where to go. You can go all over with that. I mean, talking about stuff like fighting and stuff like that. I mean, so when you were like doing your things, did you get into situations where you went to collect a debt and you got into debt and you thought, oh shit? But obviously, you probably knowing you didn't show that fear. But were there times when?
I went to one once at Nottingham, and doing that collecting job there. But again, they're all the same. They're all ruthless. Yeah. They were in Unit 24, we'll say 25. Yeah. Went bankrupt on the Friday. On the Monday, they're in Unit 26, 27. Slightly changed name, all the machine and everything. He was transferred over the weekend into there and carried on, ripping everybody off. Yeah. Well, I'd got a job to go and get. It were wood, and at the time they were making, probably remember, reproduction pine furniture, which were like dressers and tables and these chairs and everything, which were making stupid money, really good money, and they were, as fast as they were making them, they were flying out, they were getting sold. So the supplier had supplied him with the timber, he making it, and he owed him something like about £2,600, and paid for it, and that ended there a lot of money then, 25 years ago. And so I'd gone down, I'm going to go down, so I goes down, want my right hand man, but also I said we'll need a lorry, we need a flat back lorry to come back to put stuff on. So a bloke I was doing a job for, he goes, he says my son, and his son walked in the office, only 21-year-old. He goes, my son will do driving, so his son obviously heard about me. He goes, we were driving, so you're going with Steve on Monday. He says, you're going to go for this. You could see him checking. So I goes, you'll be all right, lad, I'll look after you, don't you worry about that. So he drives down. I said, right, so he gets to Unit 25. So if he reverses up, I'd roll a shutter door and a door at the side to go in. So I said, look, I'm going to walk through that door at the side there. So as soon as I go in, I said, I'm going to take pin out to roll the shutter. I'm going to roll it up, reverse lorry in. Once lorry's in, they can't put the shutter back down.
Yeah.
I says, you two jump out, lock lorry up. I said, I'm going to start loading the lorry up. Whatever I'm doing, ignore me, you just load that lorry up with all this furniture. So when he walks in, so there's about 14 blokes there, bench joiners they call them, and they've got like a white smock on, right? They're working away, making this furniture. And then there's another bloke there, thinks it's bee's knees. He's got a brown smock on with a clipboard, right, walking round. Obviously, it's shop foreman. So I goes in, starts putting roll the shutter up. So he comes over to me, he sees me, he says, excuse me, can I help you? Who are you? Now, there's not many people, once you capture somebody and talk to them, and you've got them eye contact, their brain can't split two ways. So, you know, while I'm talking to you, I've still got my eye on something else, you know what I mean? But
so, a lot of this is that psychology.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So I says, he says, who are you? I said, more to the point. I says, who are you? Well, he loved telling me who we were. Oh, I'm so, as you can see, they've got white coats on, these are bench joiners. I'm so and so, I've got my brown coat on. But what he's doing while he's telling me, he's not realising, lorry's getting filled up with stuff. And we're taking it. So I'm keeping him talking. So he goes, yes, who are you? So I'll tell you who I am. I says, I'm a debt collector. I said, it's on this paperwork here. While ever these goods aren't paid for in full, it is still the property of the supplier. You haven't paid the supplier who supplied it, so we're taking this stuff back. He goes, well, we've already sold it. It's going out this morning. Oh, this afternoon. I said, no, it's going this morning. We're taking it. So he puts it all on. Next minute, there's 6, 12, 14, 16 blokes there, all come to confront me. But they stood in a semicircle like that, and there's one there, right, steadhead. So I thought we've got hands full here now. So anyway, so we chuff in there. He goes, what? So he's chuffing the aplexic muscles. So
we're doing pauses.
Oh God! So I said, he goes, one of them says, well, what are you doing? I said, it's obviously what I'm doing. So I'm putting that furniture up, wagging here. And I said, let me tell you something, you muppets. I said, there's 14 on you, right? I said, there's 3 things that I know. I thought, think quick, Steve, think quick, come on. So I thought, right, so about July time, I said, right, I'm telling you now, there's 3 things. One thing is, there's no holiday pay. He gave no holiday pay because his firm's going bankrupt, no holiday pay, and I could see a couple of shoulders going down. I thought they're going on holiday next week. So that's eliminated them. They aren't going to be fated, but gaffer. I says, other thing is, I says, you're going to work this week and there is no wages. I said, other thing is, I says, there's no redundancy either. So that's 3 things. And they all looked. I said, I'm sorry, I will correct myself. These four things actually, I will correct this. One of you blokes, or any of you, step forward, your mum, your girlfriend, or your wife will not be very happy with you. So one says, why is that then? I says, because you will be going home with no front teeth. I will take your teeth clean out. I said, so who's first one? So steadied, right, step forward. I thought, that's fair enough. So I took my coat off, hung it top back up wagging. I said, so you up first? And you were pathetic. You expect somebody with a bit of a body like that. You're taking note, lad, you know what I mean? He went like a schoolboy, and he put his hand up. I wanted to slap him just for putting his hand up. He went, excuse me, can I ask you a question? I went, yeah, go on, lad, what's up with you? He says, how much money do we owe you? I says, 2,600. He said, well, you've got 4,800 pounds worth of stuff on there. I said, that's good enough for me. I says, go in lorries, lad, gets it, lorry. Turned round, walked off, gets it waggy, he drives off. So he drives off, says to young lad, he's wagging, I swear to God. So he's like, he's driving like this. I said, look, I says, go a mile down the road. I says, and then pull in. I says, because police will be here in a minute. I says, pull in. I says, we'll go on to the next industrial unit. I said, but drive steady, because we have to strap the note down. I don't want note falling off. So we drove down the road to go on to the next industrial site to strap everything down before we come back. So he's going like that, bloody hell Steve. He says, what would have happened if they all kicked off? I said, we've got a really fucking good idea. He says, so why have you done it? I says, because I'm not wired up. I said, you've got to do it, haven't you? You've got to have the front, haven't you? You've got to have the front. If one man will stand up against 40, he's thinking he's either an hard case or a nut case.
Yeah, exactly.
We're both.
He's having that bottle to do it, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Bottle.
We got the stuff, come away, no knocked up knuckles, and everybody's happy. Yeah.
Amazing. Brilliant. Have you done what's you been driven?
What's inspired me? You see some people and they want they want this, they want that, and most of it's materialistic. They want a big house, they want a fancy car, they want fancy holidays, and they want it to keep up, as the old saying, keep up with the Joneses. Yeah. I have never ever been like that. Yeah. I've never been like that. I've had big fancy houses, and I have had big houses, but it was just to see for what I could achieve. Yeah. Not to be big-headed, not to show off. Yeah. Just think, well, I could achieve that, and you know what I mean. Yeah. I've had nice cars, but I think you get older you get, and I've never been one to swag off and look what I've got and this, that, and other. Yeah. It's could I achieve this? Could I achieve that? And it's same with running. There was four of us when I was a lot younger, when I was like 16, running, and it was with me, my brother, my elder brother, and two other brothers called Clark brothers from Worksop. Yeah. The other three was unbelievable runners. Yeah. Every time we did a race, I was the fourth person to come in. Yeah. So to be my brother or Andrew Clark, then John Clark, then me. Yeah. I was always the fourth person. Yeah. I was always in the shadows of them three. I could never get as fast as them. Doesn't it? And realising I once raced at Sheffield 10k, I was on the front line at the start, and there's he looked like a little schoolboy, and he's a Sheffield lad, and they call him Carl Thackeray. And he was an unbelievable runner. I think he's done something like 1 hour or 1 minute for half marathon, and a tough half marathon at that. And then I realised I was never ever going to be. My dream was to go to Olympics, but I could never get there because I'm 6'3", and at the time at my fittest, he could get down with 13 stone 3. You look at these Kenyans now; they're about 8 or 9 stone.
What are your best times then for things?
The best time for 1500 metres was 4:16. Best time for 10 mile, 58.5 minutes. Half marathon, 1:18. Yeah. So good times, really. Decent times for the size of me. Yeah. But I didn't want to give in. Yeah. And it came once where a young lad called Craig Goff was going to. It was 12-year-old, but had a mental age of 7 through having fits. And he wanted to go to America to meet Mickey Mouse. Right. So he said, can we come up with something to raise some money? And that's when I came. And I said, well, leave it with me. I've got to think of something good. I'm not going to say I'm going to run a mile on a treadmill. And I came in, and I remember the time with Record Breakers. Yeah. And who was the gentleman that played the trumpet on there? Yeah.
No. Died of cancer.
Yes, that's right, Anyway,
Adcastle or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah. So he was on. I'd come in from work one day. Watch Record Breakers. It was when something like on a Monday or something. I come in. Yeah. What's on there? This man's going to a Paddy Doyle of Warwickshire. Yeah. Ex-para, attempted a world record to run a mile on a treadmill with £40 backpack.
I remember that point in Paddy Doyle.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to read articles about him.
That's right, yes.
And fitness and all that.
Yes. I think he got 17 world records, yeah. So I thought, well, I'm going to try that. So no motor dog, was into the garage, gets a rucksack, took something, and thought, oh my God, you don't realise how heavy £40 is. It's like picking up 20 bags of sugar and running with it, you know. So I trained and just said, I promised everyone, I said, look, I'm going to break this world record for this young lad. Yeah. And at the time, it was 6 minutes 57 seconds, which is nearly 7 minutes.
Was that Paddy Doyle's one?
That was Paddy Doyle's, the world record. Yeah. And I wanted to break 6 minutes. Yeah. And one of the official witnesses was our local doctor. And he said, Stephen, he said, it's not possible to go on 6 minutes. Yeah. He says, with the weight, he says, this... At that time, you can't want to. If you try and go under 6 minutes, I'm telling you now, it could kill you with your heart. I could fail. Yeah. I went, today I am prepared to die. He goes, there's something wrong with you. I went, I know. Let's get in there and get it done. And I did 5:44 on the 12th of April, 1992.
Where was that?
Dinnington Comprehensive School, Maynhall, and that world record still stands to this day.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I remember that Paddy Doyle.
Yeah.
So because he always did that. He did that different stuff, didn't he?
Yeah. He did so many sit-ups and press-ups and.
Yeah. So when you were a kid and that, then obviously I know I've read in your book and stuff, and obviously things happened when you were quite young and you had to like run family house and pay bills.
Yeah.
Did you, even as a kid, do you have them aspirations to be something? What were your, or didn't you really think like that because you got that much else going off everything else? Like you said, you wanted to be in the Olympics, but were that from a young age then, or?
My inspiration in running came from me younger brother.
Right.
Was basically a sub 4 minute miler. Right. Unbelievable runner.
Yeah.
And we used to go all over the country. Every weekend was somewhere, either cross country racing in season, road racing, or on track. Yeah. So I used to obviously go with them and follow him, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps. Yeah. So that's where I got me running from, and then watching all old runners: Brendan Foster, Dave Black, Dave Bedford.
So it was always something to do with running then?
Yes,
You want to do that. So like I say, we're talking about charity. So what's that charity called that you've done? Did you specialise in one charity?
We've done fundraising now for children for 35 years, but it's only the last 5 years we've actually named it something, and we've named it Kids at Heart. Right, and we
talk a little bit about that.
Kids are, well, what we've done is say, can you raise some money for this little girl? Can you raise money? We've always been straight in, and we've raised the money, and we've given them the money, or we've got what they've wanted, i.e. wheelchairs or whatever they've needed, special beds and this. And I think you really ought to, call it a name, and then people will get to know more about it, and this, that, and other. Then obviously it might create more interest and more money. The more money we can get, the more children we can help. Yeah. So my youngest daughter Ellie May, came up, helped me come up with a name. Yeah. So I said, well, we need to design something now. So if you have some T-shirts made or some tracksuits, and that's what we've come up with. It's tattoo here, look, Kids at Heart. Okay. So the two children there.
Have you got a website? Or
we've got it's all hard work. We've got
because you're old school though. Because you're old school now. People say, right, do this. You know what I mean?
We've got a Facebook page in Kids at Heart, but it's kids at like@.com heart, and we've got a few followers. And obviously anything we do, what's coming up, we'll put it on, and then obviously we take it from there. And then we'll put it on our success will be what we've achieved.
So I mean, what's interesting about you is like you've created what you created through that small community of Dinnington. Yeah. And like people I know that's obviously been with you in Dinnington. And they talk about when you go and sit down in what's the marketplace there?
Indoor market.
And cafe, people I know that sat with you says it's unreal. He says you'll sit there and the amount of people that are coming up to you and saying this, that and other, and can you sort me this, Steve, can you do this? And he says it's just like seeing it is to believe it, you know what I mean? So that's what I feel when I look at that. You've done some amazing things, but it's never really gone out there. I feel it needs to go out there. Do you know what I mean? Because I think what you've done and what you want to achieve, I think if you can put it more on a global and a more through the country, I think you'll be amazed at how many people will be interested in. Well, for that, because I mean, all these proceeds for these books.
Well, every penny's gone to children. Yeah, every penny.
So, what I want to ask you is, obviously you did all right, we're going back to debt collecting then, but do you think, how would you cope with that now? Because it's a different animal, isn't it? Well, is it? I don't know. What do you think?
No, I still think these people. I mean, it's gone all technical, hasn't it, now, rip people off. I.e., we'll just mention the latest one is Thomas Cook. It comes back up on your Facebook or whatever. Collect your money here, Thomas Cook. Ring this number, or you'll get a message.
Yeah, an email.
Thinking we've got your money, so they ask for all your details. So it's all gone.
Cybercrime.
All cybercrime, hasn't it now? So why are they going to rip somebody off for materials stuff? We'll say, whatever. When they can just sit in an office like this and do it from there and ain't got an idea with them, so things have altered, but it still happens out there. But I suppose I've mellowed a bit now. I can't be asked to go out now. No. I've done it for 30 odd years. You know what I mean?
It's a long time. Yeah.
It's a long time.
I mean, so obviously nowadays, say people like that and stuff. So, but they must be still So anyway, the philosophy and the skills are still the same, aren't they? Yeah. It's going to see somebody and get in here, innit?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's still ruthless.
But what I'm saying is, don't you think a lot of people more? But I might be wrong because obviously I work around that. Now there's more of a danger, I think, from people who don't think twice about pulling weapons out.
No.
Was that back then still the same in that world? Would you think, or do you think people just got more leery, and because there's no deterrent about anything?
The only thing I can basically, we'll say, try and judge it is basically, when I worked on the doors years ago,
Yeah.
right, people used to get drunk,
Yeah.
right, and at the end at night, they probably want to have a fight with you.
Yeah.
So I said, it's fair enough, I'm not fighting you now,
Yeah.
I'll come round it morning,
Yeah. When you
and
saw
when you saw, we'll sort it. So I used to knock them up at 5 o'clock, because they didn't take time to go in, knock
well,
them
you've
up.
got to have got a good story of this. What you
So I used to,
you must be somewhere. And we'll go back to that.
so I used to knock them up, get sent down here, pal, from last night, and they said to be so apologetic.
Yeah.
Said, do not let it happen again,
Yeah.
right? And that were it.
Yeah.
So rather than having to give them a good hiding, this, that, other, and this,
Yeah.
that, other, and then everybody get to know that I'd been round,
Yeah.
and they'd apologise, so basically shone themselves up, because they were the big man in car park, in pub car park,
Yeah.
at 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock that morning,
Yeah.
they were just that little boy again, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they shone themselves up.
Yeah.
Ah, well, they're now ready for him.
Yeah.
Now you'll go, and the last time when I worked, I remember getting this lad, it was only a bit of a thing, and I could not believe how strong he was. He was as strong as 4 men.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It wasn't drink, it was drugs.
Drugs,
And now, you know, I've seen some bad cases with drugs, and I'm not, and it's no excuse for it, but it just gives them unbelievable strength, and they're not functioning right.
No.
So they will pull a knife out.
Yeah.
And they're pulling knives out, and because a lot of them, I'm not saying they all are, but they are up to no good. They're on each other's patch, whatever,
Yeah.
dealing and this,
Yeah.
that, and other,
Yeah.
and it's got to be stamped
I
out.
suppose there's more to them. There's more more at stake.
Yes.
So that's why, and plus in that world, if they get a reputation, if they do something like that, they get a reputation. Then everybody goes, "Oh, don't mess with them."
Yeah.
But I mean, how would you deal with knife crime? How do you think? Because that's a big topic at the moment. What do you think? What's your? I mean, because like you say, I'm not saying, because I mean the book is Judge and Jury.
Yeah.
But you've seen a lot of violence, haven't you? You know
Well,
what I mean? You've been
in my
around
time,
that.
in my time when I was trained when I was trained kids boxing,
Yeah.
and there was kids saying, "Oh, I want to come training." I just charge them £2 a session for training.
Yeah.
We haven't got no bleeding money. Chuffing out. Come on, then I'll take you on. So I take them. I said, right, you can sweep past at gym and you can sweep inside gym. So I find them a little job to do. And basically, out of 20 kids that were in gym, probably only 5 paying.
Yeah.
Others were doing jobs for me, doing something. But I thought, well, while they're in there, they're not on the streets, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, not other. But then people say, Stephen, why do you waste your time with that little scrote there? But they judged him.
Yeah.
They judged him. And I said, do you really know how he was brought up?
Yeah.
If you knew how he was brought up, dragged up, you know what I mean? Parents weren't a very good influence, and this and that and other. And I thought, I will give him time of day. And I'll get people now, men come up to me in pub and go, are you Steve
Remember
Greaves?
me.
I'm thinking, I'll go, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I think so I'm ready for him, squared up, thinking you take one.
Yeah.
I won't be taking one off you, son. You know what I mean? And they go to put their hand out. I'm thinking, I'm still on my guard. And so I want to shake your hand because my most memorable days as a kid were with you. I seen more of you than I ever did see my dad, and you were more like a dad to me than my own dad. And
that's what it's all
he
about.
gets me out that.
Does
You know what I mean? Thinking, well, if I helped you, son, you know what I mean, and guided you,
made a
and
better person.
you know what I mean. And one bloke said, Stephen came in when I was 17 and he slapped me and knocked me out at the pub. I went, I can actually. I says, I won't shake your hand for that because I caught him going to take drugs. So I says, you know, I said, next time I'm going to see your parents. No. I said, well, I've got, you know what I mean. And I had another lad come to me once, went, Stephen, I need you to help me. I said, what's the matter, pal? I said, sit down, what's the matter with you? He says, I'm taking drugs. I said, you fucking idiot. He says, taking drugs? He goes, I said, I need to stop. He said, I'm spending £150 a week on drugs, which were lots of money then, talking, you know what I mean? And he goes, I really need you to help you. To help me. I said, right. I said, I'll help you. I says, but... I said, I'll stop you taking drugs. He said, will they? I said, will they? So I said, right. I said, let me send a cup of tea in because I like a cup of tea. I said, let me send a cup of tea in me. I said, I'll make you one in a minute. He said, all right. So I calmed him down. I said, right. I said, be honest with me now. Do you really want me to help you? He went, yeah, I do, Stephen. So no more to do. Bosh! I broke his nose. Right? And I mean, proper busted his nose. So he said, I said, what are you doing that for? I said, stop taking coke. He goes, now I'm only smoking dope. Well, you know what I mean?
That's old school, not no difference.
But it made him think, didn't it? You know what I mean?
That's a classic. Well, on that one,
that's a classic.
That's a right
We've been telling that out, my son.
Yeah, fucking brilliant. Right, let's have some photos, me and Steve.
Oh dear.
Brilliant. We could be here all day.
Eh dear.
Let's get some. Let's get some. Not just some.
I'll just
shots
put
of
mine,
it.
take on some mine. If that's
Yeah.
is that alright?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.